How was traffic flow on the first week of the resumption of face-to-face classes? Well, joining us now live via Zoom is Crisanto Saruca Jr. He is a spokesperson of the Metro Manila Development Authority. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Tell us, what is your assessment of the first week of back-to-back school? Did we experience heavier than usual traffic?
Good morning, Ria, and good morning to all your viewers. The opening of classes last Monday, thankfully, was very uneventful. The traffic management report that we received was that traffic volume was around between light to moderate only. So our preparations were just in time for the opening of classes.
All right, so in spite of the expected increased volume, and I'm talking about increased volume compared to pre-pandemic volumes, it was actually quite light. But before the resumption of classes, the LTFRB reopened over 100 routes for public utility vehicles. How did that ease congestion?
Well, definitely the additional number of public utility vehicles would add to the volume of traffic. That is why we were in close coordination with the LTFRB, and we likewise deployed our traffic enforcers in the areas where the new routes will be open.
All right. Now, as we know, a lot of the operators, their franchises expired during the pandemic. Were you able to apprehend drivers plying these routes without a special permit?
In coordination with the LTFRB, we understand that the LTFRB would be issuing a special permit in lieu of the Certificate of Public Convenience. So given that a special permit, the MMDA would not apprehend on the basis of lack of CPC.
I see. Now, yesterday there was a House Committee hearing on the no contact apprehension policy. How is the MMDA implementing the NCAP now? I mean, what is the status while the guidelines are still being ironed out with the LGUs?
Well, MMDA's own version of the NCAP was in place since, I believe, 1995, and we have not had any opposition against it. So we are continuing the implementation as it is written in our council resolution. But in addition to that present concern, we have a meeting with the LTFRB this noon in order to discuss further the NCAP implementation on the LGU level.
All right, I have one more question before I let you go, sir. What is your assessment of the return of the morning number coding scheme? You said, during this past week of the first week of face-to-face classes, traffic was between moderate to light. So could you tell us how many vehicles were on the road for the past 2 weeks since it was reimposed compared to when it wasn't yet in effect?
It was expected that the traffic volume would have been reduced by 20% with the re-implementation of the number coding in the morning, afternoon, and evening. But we were not really able to measure it because of Typhoon Florita, which disrupted offices and schools last Tuesday and Wednesday. So we have to monitor again next week on the real effect of the new scheme.
Right, get a better picture of it then. Sir, thank you very much. That was MMDA spokesperson Crisanto Saruca Jr.